will be teaching you how to use the online software Kleki to edit your photos. So first make sure your photos are JPEGs, not raw photos, because they will not be able to be uploaded on this online software. So starting off, I want to import my photos that I will use. I will start off using this one. I like this photo, my cat. And we're going to add it as a layer. We're going to fit it on here and make sure it fits well on the page. Click OK. And I forgot to mention, when you start, click New. I'll show you again. You can choose your canvas size, and you can choose a landscape, a portrait, a square, or one of these ratios. I like a square typically, so that's what I'm going to do. So click OK, and this restarts it. You can zoom in, zoom out, scrolling, and now we're going to import the picture again. Click this, add it as a layer, and click fit up here. You can also click center or 1-to-1. I like to click fit and then resize the photo to fit the size that I chose. There we go. Click OK once you're done, and here's a picture of my cat. Okay, so that is, as you can see, I added it as a layer. So here in this little layers icon, click on that, you can see the photo here. So there's also the background layer, which if I turn off this layer of the cat, I can edit the background layer. Or I can turn on the layer of the cat again and just move the background layer to the top to edit it. But since I want it in, actually I will move it to the foreground because this will be easier later on. So click this. If you want to change the background color, go to this paintbrush tool, click the down arrow, and choose your background color with the paint bucket tool. And I want to choose, I think she's very curious, and I associate curiosity like a purple. So we're going to choose this really pretty purple color. Click on the background. Voila, there it is. You can click down on this paint bucket tool again. There's a brush if you want to go in and add some details with your brush. You can change the size. I'll change the color first. Change the size. You can see I did that with my brush, but I don't want to do that, so I'm going to click undo up here, and I'm going to click down on the brush again and go to gradient. I like doing a gradient on my photos, so I kind of want the opposite of purple, which is yellow. I want this to pop, so I'm going to click where I want my gradient and slowly move it down. See how pretty that is? Okay, I like that. And you can add multiple gradients. I can add like an, let's do like a blue at the bottom. Go start at the bottom, do blue, fading up. Okay, I like this. So I will go back to my layers. You can also change the type of gradients you can do. You can do like a one in the middle too if you want, fading out. I don't really like that, so I'm going to do undo. Go back to my layers, and where did the cat go? We can't see her anymore unless we move her to the top, right? That's weird. We don't want that. We want to be able to see the cat. We want this as a filter. So I'm going to be utilizing this gradient as a filter, so I will click on the blending mode right here, and if you scroll through it, you can see how each different setting does something different to the photo. And I like soft light is very more like filter like, but I like something a little more moody. So I'm going to do like a, ooh, I like that too. I'm going to do maybe a hard light. I like the hard light. So we're going to do that, and we can also decrease the opacity on this layer. We can also rename the layer so we don't get confused. This is, say, gradient filter. Enter, double click on your other one, name it cat. Okay, so we got our gradient filter and got our cat. So if you want to go edit your cat without the gradient filter on there, we can uncheck the gradient filter and click on the cat filter and then go to this little icon next to the layers icon. Click that. We can rotate the cat. We can change the brightness and the contrast. And this will make the cat pop a little bit more. So I like to do that to my photos. See, there you go. She's popping out a little more. You can distort it a little bit or a lot of bit, but I don't really want to do that. So click cancel. You can tilt shift, which is going to focus the photo on the cat here. We can do that. We can make it blurrier around the edges or less blurry. And like that. Click OK. See, now the cat's in focus, or more in focus. We can invert the cat. We don't want to do that. We can also do curves, which is if you mess with these points, you get like a bunch of different crazy results instead of doing everything manually. But I don't want to do that, so click cancel. And I like to add noise to my photos, and this makes them look a little more vintage. So you can see increase the noise or decrease the noise, and there's different types of noises you can add. I like this one, the second one, and if you put it down to 1 and you either increase the opacity and blend it to like a screen or like a soft light. I like the soft light. You can also decrease it and not make it too harsh. Click OK. Now that looks like a vintage photo. Okay, we go back to layers. We can turn back our filter, and we can also add another photo. And we do that by going to import, and I like this tree, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to add this tree as a layer, and you can fit it to the kitty. You don't have to fit it on the whole thing, but I like to go in and make sure it fits on the whole screen, but make sure not to cover the cat. So maybe fit it like this. Click OK. Now we're gonna blend it and see what that looks like. So now she's like in a jungle. I'm trying to make the feeling of like curiosity, peacefulness, more curiosity. So she's like pretending she's in a jungle. And I really like how this is turning out. I like the way I blended it. So maybe let's go back to how that was. So click undo until I like where it was. There we go. Now she's kind of like in a jungle. We can also go in, and if you click on the paintbrush tool, we can add make sure it's in a different layer. So plus, add a layer. We can add maybe some different colors, some waves or something. I don't know, something interesting. And we can go back to edit or to layers and blend this. That's mimicking the way she's moving. Cats are very smooth and they flow when they move. It kind of looks like water. They kind of look like water. So that's what we're doing here. And I like the result of this. So now that we're done with this, we go to File, and we're going to go to save this as a PNG. And once we're done, we're going to click Save, and we're going to open our file. And you can see this is our final image. It kind of looks like a painting, very similar to the artist that we looked at, but yeah, there you go.